Good morning. Oh, hello. How about that? So my right hand rod that. Well, I better explain a bit. Right, this week I met my new club water. It's oh I this one. I'm at the French and Great Pond on the Farnham Society fishing ticket. Now, to be honest, this is where I'll be probably for most of the rest of the year. At least once a month I'll be making a vlog from down here. Now the reason why I'm here is because of the big rudd that live in here. Now the rudd go up to about nearly £3. You know, you got a chance of a £3 rudd, and there's £3 perch as well, for more for the winter. And obviously it's full of tension, very few carp, which suits me to the ground because, as you all know, I'm not the biggest carp angler in the world. I will fish for them, but you know, if I fish for tench, I want to be in a tench water, and this is perfect. Now, let me set the scene here. I got here this morning, roughly about, I think it was about 5:30 this morning when I got here. Now I set off very late last night, well, very early. I literally set off at midnight because it's such a long way. Because it's near Aldershot. It's Farnham, if you don't know where that is. It's roughly about 270 miles. So I get to see you this morning as I drive around. This is this side here that I'm fishing, this bank. There's a road just here. There's loads of cars parked up and down this roadside and round to the Great Pond Hotel. And I went over to the other side, which I'll show you later. I parked up on the roadside, off the road, because there's a strict rule around here where if you're on the road, even if it's only a few inch, the police come, they'll slap a ticket on you. They're proper anal about it for some apparent reason. I'm not too sure why, but that's the rules, so you stick by them. So I parked up and had a walk. Got this time, we're about 6 o'clock, and I walked down what is called the bridle path, which is over the far side. I will show you this. And pretty much there's a few carp. What few carp there is in here, they reckon it's about 60 carp, roughly a carp per acre, and it's a 60-acre water. Now, I was talking to a couple of old guys, local lads, and they were after the tench, and they was on for the day. And I was trying to find out a bit more information. I found out as much as I could off the internet, i.e. YouTube, blog, you know, people's blogs, any forums to do with this place, even the website. And the best person that I could really relate to about this place is a bloke called Duncan Charman. I'll leave a link in the descriptions below where him and Paul Gardner, the Dr. Paul Gardner, fished last year for Big Rudd, and that's a good watch. I'll let you watch that. Now, I don't know much about the lake. I found out a few things today, and one thing I did know, that being on the wind, I'm actually on the wind, so I was quite lucky to get this peg. I'm on the wind, there's a nice wind blowing in, it's quite heavy wind, and I'm fishing about 4 foot of water. It's roughly about 4 to 5 foot all over this particular lake. I mean, I'll show you the lake in a little bit more detail later on, but I was talking to the old chaps earlier, and they were saying that, you know, because it opened on the 16th of June, because it has a close season, and they were saying that for some reason this bank seems to do a bit better than the bridle path swims. But you do catch the tench over there, you know, they're in big numbers. And they were telling me like that there's a lot of crayfish in here. I mean, so far I've been here about 3 hours. I've been fishing for about 2. The rods have been out for about 2 hours. I've been casting backwards and forwards. I get feeders and a swim feeder. Put it around there. Now I've had a take off a pike as I was bringing it in. A pike hit me. Now these guys were also saying that this water here, it's a funny water. He says between 6 and 1 in the morning, 6 in the morning to 1 in the afternoon, that is your prime time for your tench. And he says once it gets past 1 o'clock, he says you might as well forget it. He says you might as well go home. For a simple reason, he says you just don't catch nothing. You know, he just turns himself off until later in the afternoon. And he was also saying, this guy, the only time he really fishes for the rudd is later on in the season, towards, he actually said October. And he was also saying that then he night fishes for him. He says it's a good night fishing water for the rudd, and early morning for the tench. So that's, you know, I'm trying to piece this little jigsaw together. It is a very big lake. It's a beautiful lake, if I'm honest. I mean, it's not a problem to me. You've got swimmers on here as well. See, I got here at 6 o'clock this morning with 2 lovely ladies about to go swimming, and they also have boats and what have you, and I'll show you the water in just a minute. So I thought, well, this season I thought I want to give it a bash. I mean, this ticket is about 120 quid a year, and they've got lots of different waters. I've paid a lot more for another ticket, which I can't really tell you about that one, because it's got no publicity on it and that carry on. I can't blog from there. I can't really say what the name is and where it is. But this particular lake I've been blogging off quite a lot. So yeah, I mean, you can see me wearing waders. I'm actually like boiling the bag here. I'm actually sweating like you wouldn't believe, because it's quite shallow. I've got to wade out, say 10 yard. I've put a bank stick in and put some reeds, and we'll see what happens. I wade out so far, cast from there, and I walk back. There's a guy next door to me. He's literally wading right out, probably about 70 yard, and ooh, it's a bit sneaky. And the old guys were saying this morning about the fish on here, the tench. He says you don't get a couple of beeps if it's a tench. He says it's usually a ripper. But there's a lot of pike and a lot of fry jumping around this bay, which I'll show you now. It's just a beautiful water. It really is. I mean, these are my rods. You can see my rods just here, tip of the rods. Now, if I zoom in, there's your swimmers just over there. If you bring it back, you see the buoys. There's one there, big floats, and there's one just over there. I'm actually fishing towards them swimmers. It's like a beachy area, it's full of sand. I'm fishing towards there. I'm probably fishing about 50 yard out from the end of these reeds. Just show you them reeds. I'm standing next to them reeds. There's a bank stick there in the reeds, and I'm actually standing there and I'm casting 50 yard out. I put a lot of ground bait out this morning. They did say don't, you know, another tip that they told me was not to overfeed it, so I put 12 balls of ground bait out. You know, just literally ground bait, no particle, just ground bait, and I'm fishing a maggot feeder over one of them on a helicopter rig, and the other one's just a method feed, a cage feeder with a boilie on the end, because apparently the tension here like a boilie. So that is pretty much it, really. I'll show you a better view later. I can't really lift the tripod up anymore, but where the beach is there, if you come across, you can't see it because the reeds are in the way, but just in front of the reed, that other bank is what they call the bridle path. And they say that don't fish that well in the summer months, maybe because of the swimmers or what, I'm not so sure. But we can only see, can't we? See what happens. So I've also brought my float rod. Apparently, well, in my opinion, there's quite a lot of weed out here, and I think float fishing means wading out a bit further, and float fishing, I think that's probably more of a chance tomorrow morning If catching a tench or two, I think it'd be a bit better presentation than using feeders, because when you bring the feeders back, they are absolutely covered in weed, blanket weed. So that's pretty much it. That's pretty much how it's working. So I'll update you later on, because this is just a bit of a recce this session, just to see what's like. Probably for about 36 hours, and I'll probably set off tomorrow night. You know, I need to get a day and a night in and an early morning, and we'll see what, you know, see what happens. And I'm hoping it's going to be fireworks, but like I say, I've had a pike hit me, it demolished my hook link, took me into these reeds just here. It took me round them reeds, round into them weeds, and snapped me off. I thought, oh, wonderful. But it was a very big fish, that pike. My rod was, I'm only using a pound test curve rod, and the rod was just bent over double. Well, like a C was the rod, capital C. Anyways, I'm rambling. I'll catch you all very soon. Right, that was our work. I've just got my rods out, I've just seen. But before that, what I didn't show you was a quick way of baiting up was just to set the marker float up at the distance I wanted to fish at, and I literally just popped the float up, got my bucket, and then went out with a spoon and just spooned it all over the area, biggish area. Got it in quite a tight area, a good patch, so these rods will always be fish on it, so if I cast in the dark, as long as they aim towards the trees, we shouldn't have a problem really. It's quite hot today as well, I'm kind of very tired, absolutely knackered. And with a bit of luck, we should get something tonight or in the morning. I think I'm going to set a float rod up tomorrow, I think, and I'll go float fishing. This is just a trial, and just a bit of a trial and see really this session, you know. So see what we can do, see what we can achieve on our first session. The bailiff come around before, nice guy. And it's not an easy water, the way he was saying. He says one day it'll fish, the next day it won't. You know, it's just every day is different, literally. He says you'll bag up one day and you won't catch that for the next 3 or 4 days. It's one of them. So yeah, they came out, checked my ticket, made sure I was a member. Very nice people as well, up for a laugh. So I think I'm going to make a brew, get these waders taken off because I'm bloody red hot. So the breeze it keeps changing. It was blowing in here before, a lovely wind, and it died off for a bit, went flat calm, and then it's just keeps kicking up again and kicking up again. I'm told it's a night water, an early morning, so let's see. So anyway, I'm gonna sleep on the stars tonight. I think took my bivvy down, a little shelter. You can see that. So I'm just gonna sleep under the stars, I reckon. So Oh. Lovely day. Lovely day. The wind's picking up again, look. Like I said it would have been. Been on and off all day. Right guys, let's do a bit of a quick update. It's now coming up 9 o'clock in the morning, and I had quite a lot of liners last night. I was up most of the night watching the rods get knocked about, so there were definitely fish. There were all birds in my swim last night, so it's food for thought I think for the next time. This is not really much of a blog, it's just a quick, like a bit of an update saying where I'm going to be fishing next and where I'm at and what have you. So I've got to go home soon. I've got to be back to work tomorrow. We're going to try and get another night in, but it's not going to happen. But pretty knackered. But I say I've still got a couple of hours left. I'm just going to put my feeders back out again. But I'm going to fish a bit nearer in because the birds just absolutely annihilate you because it's only about 4 foot deep. Especially the swans, they turn upside down, you know, and you know they're like hoovers, they're just hoovering everything up. So I've got some ideas for next time. I've been seeing the fish top these tench. There's a lot of tension there, there's a lot of tench roll. Another talk with another bailiff last night. He was a very good guy, he knows what's what. He was saying pretty much go down further down this bank. So that's pretty much it really. I'm just going to finish this brew, get my rods in, cast it back out, dry my nets, and I'll be away for about 12ish for the 6-hour beast of a journey. So you never know. I'm hoping to get down next month, but I've got my car and van insurance next month, that's going to be paid for. That's 750 quid. Robin gets. That's another story. So, right, got to watch this bit of an update. It's not a blog, it's an update of what I'm doing from now onwards. I will be going back to linear. I will be going back to Bluebell. There's another lake I'm going to, but that's just my own fishing. There's another lake on this complex, on this ticket that I want to go to, called Mill Lane. Apparently they got broomed to £18.5 in there, so that'll be another place to go to, and a few tension there. So that's a smaller lake. It's about 12 acre, I think that is. I got told. So the bill was telling me yesterday. So you know, plenty to go out this season and next season, I think, for now. But right now I need to get this packed up, get cleaned up, get loaded up, and off I go. And regroup for the next time. I think I know what I need to do. I think I need to be a bit more daring, if you will. I think I need to start walking, going out, making a big area bait. I think get 2 floats either side, put plenty of bait in, fish on that spot. But further down, another thing is he always said follow the wind, follow the wind. So I've been pointed in the right direction. He did say after a month or so this place goes really quiet, not many people come on it. So that's a bonus. Might have a chance of getting a decent peg down this side. So anyway, thanks for watching. Took a like on the video, and I'll see you all later.